Has anyone ever heard of Vietnamese New Year? Has anyone ever heard of Chinese New Year? Has anyone heard of That? Well, That is another word for Vietnamese New Year. That and Vietnamese New Year and Chinese New Year is both on the same day based on the Chinese calendar. It marks the arrival of spring coming based on the Chinese calendar. This is when Vietnamese people, they come home, they visit relatives, they cook old traditional foods, they meet up with grandchildren, grandsons, relatives, all sorts of things that they don't really used to see during the year. Some people take this time to worship their elders and stuff, go to the family altar, pray, give respect, clean up the grave, and etc. Thought is divided into three parts. The first part is before thought, and then it's New Year's Eve, and then it's New Year's. Before New Year's is when technically it's like 2 weeks to 3 weeks before you're about to go into the celebration. You get ready, you go shopping, and you buy like ingredients for the traditional foods. You go buy new clothes, you go buy red envelopes that store money, you go buy all sorts of other things, and you cook foods and stuff. And it's when families gather and they just learn, they just catch up on things. Okay, and then usually on the first day of Thought is when children, usually on the ages 10 and younger, they receive red envelopes, which is called lì xì. What's inside of it is technically money, usually money, sometimes other things, but usually money. And to get those lì xì, what you have to do is you have to go to your grandparents or an elder or someone, and you have to give them a formal greeting. Usually it's for health and well-being. And if it's like a newlywed or something, it's usually involving children. And also, when the first day, it's very important. The first person that comes to meet you, the first visitor, is very important because Vietnamese people believe that the very first person, whoever enters the house, that will be throughout the whole year. That's going to be based on their luck, on how they do. So usually, people are usually really picky about who they let into their house first. Usually, that person has to be well-mannered, healthy, smart, formal, and respectful, and then that's when they allow you to go into your house first. And the celebration lasts up from a day to sometimes the entire week. And during that time, usually people are outside in the streets. They're making up loud noises like using firecrackers, gongs, and flutes, anything that can make loud noises so it could ward off evil. And then during that time, there's usually a parade involving dancing lions. Dancing lions, or mulangs, are really technically, they're a symbol of a dragon and a lion, symbolizing strength. And they're used to ward off evil also. And usually, every single Vietnamese New Year, you will see them around stores, usually when they open the stores or something. To celebrate that literally means to eat that, as in it has to deal with traditional foods. And the Vietnamese people have lots of traditional foods around this time. There's like this type of food which is called sticky rice. It's where you wrap it around banana leaves and you steam it, and the inside would be sticky and then the outside would be hard and crusty. It's kind of like bread. Some foods are eaten year-round. Some food are only eaten on certain days. Sticky rice is one of those foods that you only eat during Thought. And like steamed bun is something you can eat all year round if you wanted to. During That, the things you should do is be respectful, don't hurt anything, don't kill anything, don't say bad words, don't do anything that might disrespect someone. And what you shouldn't do during That is disrespect someone, do not get their gifts, do not receive their gifts, or say something improper. And what? And to conclude this, That is important holidays for the Vietnamese people. Thank you. You pissed me